for them to be quiet. And
as long as it's not like ridiculous.
Okay.
For the charm, it's where we are.
Yeah.
There's kids running around upstairs.
It's
It's
where
part
we're
of
at
it.
now. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Good to go? All right.
All right.
So we're in your basement here. We just recorded this tune. Is there a song? Is there a song name? Is it?
Yeah, I think right now, because it's kind of like the strongest word of the song, Unbreakable. Like the chorus starts with Unbreakable. So I think just out of ease, I think that'll be the title of the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So Unbreakable.
Yeah.
When you wrote this song, how do you start? Do you start with words, your voice? Is it guitar? How do you get into it?
Yeah. So for this song, this was. It was inspired by the fact that Michelle and I were put together to do this, right? We were put together to do this project, and when we met, I think we were both very exhausted from our own lives, our own careers, and trying to make that stuff move forward, and just you get burnt out from that kind of thing. And then of course we were brought together to do this project, and then we really wanted to just kind of focus on the community and focus on, what the vibe of what it's like to be here in Thunder Bay. So there was a lot of, just a lot of exploring, why we're so tired, what is it about our community that's sometimes can be exhausting, with a lot of, racial tension and all of that stuff. So in this case, the words started coming. First, so it was a lot of getting stories from different people, hearing their perspectives, and getting their just kind of getting their their whole story, and hearing how they have experienced living here in this community, and so that's where I started, and and kind of just I wanted to kind of shape that feeling of like feeling stuck, feeling like you're kind of held down, but then also taking that and kind of turning it around and making it something that makes you stronger and makes allows for there to be hope at the end of it. So that was the idea there.
You want to give a shout out to the people that you talked to for inspiration? Is there a space for that? Or?
I would love to shout. Well, whoever's listening, they would know who they are. I can't remember everyone's names exactly.
No, for sure.
We kind of all hung out, and we all were just kind of having a big group discussion. And but if you're listening, then you guys definitely know who you are. So
awesome. Yeah. We can go bit by bit and kind of look at the song. So if we jump, if you want to listen to the chorus, or start with the verse.
Let's start with the verse, because that's kind of where I started. That's where I started. The first couple lines were where it all started, really.
And it started with the vocals. That's how you got into this. Jump where the vocals come in. Ask for the Angelus.
Yeah, so I think, but when I was trying to capture that feeling of, I guess, that tense feeling, or that feeling of kind of just being under and held down, I think for that line, I really wanted to, when I say me, my angel, and this bottle will burn, it's like obviously myself, but all the things that are with me, whether it could be interpreted as a person, if you're with a person, or all the things that you find hopeful, are often drowned by whatever's like weighing you down, right? So me, my angel, this bottle will burn. It's like basically it's this feeling of self-destruction, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think with that line, that's what I was trying to embody, right? Like you have all this like terrible stuff like weighing you down, and then that last line is kind of just like, you're at that point of self-destruction, right? You're just kind of like imploding, and everything, even the good things, right? So that's what that line was about.
Did you write the chorus first, write the verse first?
That verse right there was the first. That whole thing kind of just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like kind of like, okay, this is like where the song is kind of going. This is where it's sitting. And it was like really rooted in that in a really like bad place, right? It was like hearing stories of people like going through terrible situations and like trying to process that, right? And I find I do that, especially when I'm traveling all over the place. You know, you hear stories and you get all this like heavy information, right? And you have to process it, right? But then that's what brought me to the chorus, because I wanted that. I didn't want the chorus to be like, I didn't want it to sit in the same emotions and in the same, in the same tone as the verse, right?
So let's play.
Till I'm unbreakable. Something more than hope, standing in ashes after the storm. Till I'm unbreakable, shake this ground and go. Wake up all the bones, the writing's on the wall.
That's great. That's a huge tone shift.
Yeah.
It's uplifting.
Yeah, and that was the whole idea there, right? And just kind of try to take all those really negative ideas and tones and kind of take that and how can that make you stronger, right? Like all this terrible stuff can happen to you, but is it gonna actually take you out? Is it gonna actually break you down? Is it actually gonna cause you to not move forward anymore? You can only take so much until you just are able to keep moving forward, right? So that's what I wanted that tone for the chorus to be.
When you're at the chorus, are you somebody who just like you get the chord progression, you go over and over again and try to sing on top, or did you wait till you were in a positive space to write that, or how does that?
I think for that, I'm just trying to remember back, because I'm always so busy. A lot of the first chunk all kind of came. Mm-hmm. The first verse and the chorus came together. The chorus kind of switched words a lot. My partner Candace helped me come in and kind of reword things to kind of help push it a little bit further in the direction of hopefulness and kind of getting that idea across better, right? So yeah, that whole first chunk came right away, and that was I was really happy to have that, and actually hit a real roadblock with the second verse. It took me about probably another 2 or 3 weeks to actually figure out what I wanted to say with that, how I wanted to frame the rest of the song. So that part was a little bit of a struggle. So the song was nice to be gifted this like melody and these words right away, but to finish it was a challenge.
Well, it's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell us about the arrangement?
The arrangement? Yeah, I was going to kind of talk about where we are, how we did it, and then we'll go into that.
Yeah.
So we're in your basement.
Yeah.
We're in your home studio.
Yeah.
We do a bunch of demos here.
Yeah.
It's a great spot. It works wonderful.
I'm glad someone other than myself is able to work in here.
No, it's great. It sounds good for a basement. It's not too reverby or it's got some vibes. So the arrangement.
Yeah.
So you laid down the guitar first.
That's right.
Let's just find this here. So we did this. So words came first in the verse, and then you figured this part out?
Yeah.
And then you cut it to halftime for the the chorus?
Yeah.
And what we did is we did a stereo pair of mics on it and then a straight clean DI. We're in your basement and sometimes there's noises and there's things that happen, so it's always good to have a safe channel just in case.
Yeah.
After that, we did that with the vocals, and when you perform live, it's guitar and vocals and a kick drum.
Yeah.
Which this song can totally carry in that capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, so coming into this, that was kind of my full expectation, was to just kind of do the stripped down guitar, vocal, and kick drum, because that's how I perform live. And then, of course, I didn't know what our limitations would be in this basement, Right. Like you said, I demo here all the time, always demoing. I have some microphones, and it's always nice to have a nice quality demo, right? That's always what I strive for. But I think today exceeded my expectations for what we can actually accomplish in this basement.
Great.
Yeah. So, yeah.
As we play, this is what this is like. Just you and guitar, which could totally stand on its own. You could leave it like that. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But you added some bass here.
Right.
So that's kind. And we got some electric guitar layered in there as well. And that's the bulk instrumentation.
Yeah.
And then we went to town with drums and had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 drum layers.
Oh, so yeah, for people that are, you know, watching or listening, you know, for me, playing drums is always the hardest because I'm not a drummer by any means. I mean, I'll kick my, you know, my kick drum or suitcase kick drum when I'm live. But yeah, I think today was really, really fun to kind of just take the drum kit apart and add the elements, right? Like add the cymbals here and the hi-hats and the kick and then get like, and then trying to build the rhythm piece by piece, I guess. Essentially what we did, which is not something I usually do.
Well, sounds good. It's a fun way to do it. There's more control. And if you don't have a drum room and all the drum mics, it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So this is a very unmixed
Yeah.
kind of version where it's sitting.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you were, you know, 12-track drum track. Yeah, and then that's the tune. We also layered your vocal a couple times. We have double vocals on the chorus to give it an extra punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, exceeded a lot of things that I thought were possible in this basement. Like, I'm really excited to hear this mixed.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
Hear how it all works. I mean, even just listening to it right now, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Still.
No, well, great job.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
okay, well, thank you so much for
my
today,
pleasure.
man.
Good work.
All right.